So we talked about this not too long ago, and people were like, "Oh, it's fake news, John. It's fake news. No confirmation." Not only regarding this, but also the certain scenes that were apparently in the game, which the guy himself pretty much outright said there is. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what more confirmation you need coming from the, I dare say, the horse's mouth. Um, but it is now confirmed that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is in fact banned in Saudi Arabia. And I know there's the people with the limited outlook on life, like, why does it matter, John? Why does it matter? Well, then why are you even watching this? Like, seriously, if you don't care, and if that's your response, why are you even watching the video? Like, go be boring somewhere else with your limited view. Just go. Still here? The movie's over. Go home. Go. But seriously, if that's your outlook, then why even bother clicking on the video? Oh, because you want to leave your stupid comment. But yeah, being in Saudi Arabia is huge, which means it'll probably be banned in China soon enough. And it may not affect you personally, but it affects companies, especially gaming companies, because that is, especially China, that is a huge market right there. You want to know how much games get from China? A lot. The numbers are huge, and they always go up very bigly. But taking out Saudi Arabia and China, that's a huge blow to any corporation. But Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has been confirmed as banned in Saudi Arabia, being removed from the PlayStation Network after Daniel Vavra claimed Warhorse Studios has never been banned in any countries. Well, it looks like you're lying, buddy. The crusading video game Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has been under intense scrutiny from gamers ever since it broke that Saudi Arabian news outlets that the game would be banned in the country because of graphic gay sex scene in the game. As I've said, even if the scene itself didn't exist, them people over in Saudi Arabia don't like them gays. So even if it's no sex scene at all, the fact you can still have a relationship, a same-sex relationship, that's enough. That's enough. And yet people are queer for, Middle East. Yeah, they'll throw you off rooftops, but sure, keep going. Since then, Warhorse Studios has attempted damage control, only making matters worse for the company. Of course. Matters were made worse when the Steam community posted a code of conduct banning homophobia and transphobia, with multiple players saying they were removed from the forum because of an activist community manager at the company. The language has since been changed, but more nebulous rather than using those direct words. Daniel Vavra is a designer and co-founder of Warhorse Studios, and he's made several posts talking about how he always intended the game to be the way it is, as well as defending homosexual activism after gaslighting players on the subject with several posts on Twitter and Facebook. In one of Daniel Vavra's threads, he said, "We are not, nor ever were, banned in any country, at least not that we know of." Oh, 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 oh. Oh, how the tides have turned. With news reports coming out on the subject, it appears as if the statement was an outright lie. We need Maury up in here. We need Maury. We need the lie detector test, and we need him to say, "We asked you if any game of your has been banned in any country, as far as you know. You said no. The lie detector determines that was a lie." Ooh. And it's now confirmed that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has been removed from the PlayStation Network in Saudi Arabia. Not available for purchase. The game shows as not available for purchase on the network, but it goes beyond that according to Minimal Effort Gaming. A PlayStation user showed a screenshot also showing the pre-orders are being refunded in the country, confirming that the product is no longer offered in Saudi Arabia, and also stating the game is not playable and purchased in-game content is no longer accessible. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So that's from PlayStation. We got a little notification right there. A little let you know it's a notification. Thank you for your purchase. Unfortunately, we will no longer be offering this product in your country. The game is not playable, and any purchased in-game content is no longer accessible. As a result, we have refunded the price of the title and any content you purchase on the PS Store for this title back to your original payment method. This may take 30 to 60 days to appear on your bank statement. If your original payment source was unavailable, we refunded the purchase amount to your PSN wallet. Apologies for any inconvenience. I mean, fake news, right? The founder of Mad Scribe Games, who makes medieval-themed tabletop RPG games such as the popular Baptism of Fire by RPG Pundit, and now there's a new supplement titled, I'm guessing it's 101 Samaritans out of for the game, commented on the matter. He told Fandom Pulse, Kingdom Come is the result of trying to straddle the fence, which, you know, I think things are slowly normalizing, and I hope Trump, he mentioned Orange Man bad, will cause the downfall of woke DEI initiatives and companies. One can only hope. People are tired of it. You know, people are tired of bad characters who are there for the sole purpose of DEI. We don't have a problem with, diverse characters, but just make them better written. I say this all the time because people just don't want to listen. If the character is black, great, but do not make their personality based around them being black. If they're trans, non-binary, or whatever, do not make their personality based around how they identify. Give them an actual personality. So that way that DEI, that representation people keep talking about, it'll actually be reflected in that character. So when black people play the character, they'll actually feel connected to that character instead of, oh, well, they look like me. Because that's what you want. You want someone who you can relate to. I mean, most normal people don't give a crap. We can relate. I mean, look at that. What is it? The one with the cat, like Stray or whatever. You're playing as a cat, and people are seeing themselves and relating to a cat. As long as the character is well written, it doesn't matter what it is. Once again, proving that we don't care about the diversity. We just want just well-written stories, well-written characters. So, I mean, again, if we can relate to a cat, we're not asking for much. We're just asking for good storytelling in 2025. Coming from these multi-million-dollar companies, billion-dollar companies, these overly paid writing teams, and the writing that we get is the best they can do. Come on. If we're going to pay $70, $80 for a game, we deserve the best, not some subpar crap writing. If we can get rid of the ideas of SEG scores and cut ties with WEF, I think we can take back games and comics. One can only hope. The 101 Samaritans, 99 101 Samaritans supplement does what Kingdom Come promised to do with Bohemia, but with the Polish Pious Kingdom, creating a tabletop campaign that's actually true to the time period and ancient kingdoms without any of the diversity elements thrown in. Again, it's like It needs to be well written, but these people also throw diversity in a place where it doesn't belong. It's the perfect example because it's like it kind of shows. It's like having a game set in like a really, really, really white country, you know, an ancient, you know, the past, you know, like Poland or something, and then making most of the characters black. Poland is like mayonnaise, okay? So to have more than half of those characters being black makes no sense. Throwing in diversity for the sake of diversity doesn't make sense to the story or the time period or the place where it takes, you know, where the story's taking place. Having you know, ancient African stories, right? Having some of those characters being white makes no sense because in Africa, I seriously doubt you'd be walking around seeing a lot of white people in the tribes. So story-wise, it doesn't make sense. So, you know, you saw this with Black Myth Wukong, how they're like, oh, there's too many white people, or it's too many Chinese. It takes place in ancient China. You really think that you were going to see black people really walking around? I mean, it takes place in ancient China. You don't throw diversity in there for the sake of diversity. So that is what people are tired of. The terribly written diverse characters and throwing it in situations where it makes absolutely no sense. No sense at all. You know, I gave an example of all whites with black, and then I gave an example of all blacks with whites. So there's no racism here. If there was a game in Africa that focused on like really cool ancient African tribes and their culture and their folklore, and they just had some fucking white dude there, that would make no sense. It'd be stupid. I would not want to see a white dude in an ancient African tribe. That'd be stupid. It makes no sense. But I'm still called the racist here. Oh, I'm just the evil racist. Anyway, Warhorse Studios has a lot of damage control to do after throwing in BIPOC and homosexual elements into a setting where it's nonsensical. Exactly. It doesn't make sense. And I've said it with sex scenes or, you know, whatever. If they don't add anything to the story, don't have them. It's, you know, it's like I brought up, you know, you'll have like in a movie or something, freaking the character is raw dog for 5 minutes, and that's all. There's no dialogue, no character development. They just freaking raw dog for 5 minutes, and then that's it. It's like, what did that add to the movie apart from taking up 5 minutes? If it's not adding anything to the plot or the, you know, pushing the movie story forward, why bother? It's like going to the bathroom in movies. You notice they never really show them doing that because, I mean, they're humans. We know they go, but it would take up time that doesn't need to be wasted just to show something like that. So it's like they're grown adults. We know the grown adults in movies are going to be having sex. We don't need to see them raw dogging for 5 minutes. Unless it has something to do with the plot. Unless it's a scene where, you know, she's some kind of seductress and spy or whatever, and the dude she's having sex with is like someone who needs to be taken out, then it would add something to the plot. But if they're just for 5 minutes, so in games when they're adding these elements and it's just like, oh yeah, they're there just to be there, that's what pisses people off, because it just kind of looks like you're just adding it just to have it instead of having it to push forward the narrative or to whatever. So we don't have problem with gay sex scenes. We don't have a problem with gay people, but the fact adding it into something that just doesn't make sense. I mean, come on. I mean, is it really that hard to comprehend? Apparently it is. Apparently it is, because people are still complaining about it in a sense of, oh, you guys are just homophobes. You just, oh, you fragile white. Proving once again that they don't even listen, or they have never even watched the full video. I had one person not too long ago come out and say stupid comments like that, and then they made a comment apologizing because they outright admitted they didn't watch the video. They outright said they didn't watch the video, and then after watching it, they understood what I was talking about, and they were just seeing the title of the video or whatever, and they were getting enraged just from that. And then they came on, made their stupid comment, but then after watching the video, they're like, "Oh wait, no, you're right. You're right. You know, you comment this to me, and I watched the video, and you're right." So if you watch the video, guess what? A lot of the things I say make sense, but no one ever makes it that far, especially the ones who are filled with so much hatred that they don't want to listen. But I mean, I don't see what's so controversial about not having pointless crap in movies or games. Again, raw dogging for 5 minutes with no adding to the plot. Don't bother having it. It's like we know characters brush their teeth. Do we see characters brushing their teeth all the time? No, because it doesn't add anything to the story unless it's a scene directly made specifically to bring two people closer. Like in I think one of the scenes I think of is like from Bring It On, when Kirsten Dunst's character and the chick's brother, they're in the bathroom, they're brushing their teeth, and it's more of a scene to kind of show them flirting with each other, even though they're not really saying anything. If it's something like that, great. But if it's just, them just, and there's no talking, no flirting, no nothing, what's it add? What does it add? So, anyway, what do I know? I'm just a crazy person who's a homophobe and whatever else, apparently, so who cares? Also, Adam. Adam, how's that leg taste, bub? He's like, oh, it tastes great, Grandpa. Anyway, that's going to do for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.